Right, we're going to be starting to look at graphs of straight lines. So first, let's have a recap of the coordinate system and take our knowledge of the coordinate system to another level. So we all know about the x-axis and the y-axis, and this system of writing coordinates is known as Cartesian coordinates after the French mathematician and philosopher René Descartes. That's meant to be a D. We have the x-axis, start at the origin at 0, x-axis along here, and then the y-axis up. And if we have this point P, it's 3 along the x-axis and 2 up the y-axis, giving us a coordinate of 3, 2. Now, we can extend our coordinate down into the negative and positive of the x and y axis. So we have here our x-axis up to 10, our y-axis up to 10, our y-axis then goes negative 10, and the x-axis goes, well, I've got to minus 9, but it just keeps going. So if we think, let's plot a few points on this. Let's put back in our point P, which was 3, 2, so that'd be here. 3, 2. Let's have a point in this section of the grid. So we've got 2, minus 1. It's going to be here. And we'll call that point Q, and it's 2 along the x-axis and down minus 1. Let's look in this one. So let's think again on the when we're doing with negative numbers along the negative section of the x-axis or in the negative section of the y-axis, the x coordinate always comes first. So let's go minus 2, minus 3. So this is it's minus 2, minus 3, and we have the comma separating the x coordinate from the y coordinate. And that just makes it clear for the different digits. So I'll show you if we have a point up here. Let's say it's minus 7 and it's 10. So we've got a point here and it's minus 7, 10. And these dashes are just there to make it easy to see that that's at minus 7 and that's at y-axis is 10. They don't need to be there. It's just to help us keep track of where we're plotting our points. So let's think of a question. Let's think of point A. I'm going to just write it over here. A is going to be 0.25 and B is going to be 0.79. Find the midpoint. So let's plot them on our graph. So A is 2, 5, and B is 7, 9. So we'll just up to about here. So that's A and that's B. And we've got this line joining them. So we want to find the midpoint. So how would we go about this? We can do it if you're doing it and you've got graph paper, which is all squared off. It would be really easy to let's join. So we've made a little triangle and find where's the midpoint here, and then line up to there, and now what's the halfway point on this line, and draw over to here, and then you find this midpoint here, and if you were to record it down you would end up here and you would end up here. giving us, let's call the midpoint M. So M would be 4.5 and 7. Now we can work that out by looking at the actual coordinates. So let's think about the x coordinate. The x coordinate. So you've got 2 and 7. So if we take an average, 2 plus 7, and then divide that by 2, we get 4.5, which is our x coordinate. And again, with the y coordinate, we're going to take an average of the two y coordinates, so we get 5 add 9 divided by 2 equals 7. So that gives us a coordinate of 4.5, 7. So this is looking at it mathematically, this is looking at the actual graph. If we plotted it on graph paper where it's exact and precise, you would easily be able to, after you've drawn that triangle to see where they fall down and meet, what's halfway along this line, then plot up to meet our line AB. Likewise, halfway down here, bring it across, and you'd find the end point, and you'd be able to read off the coordinates nice and easily. Hope that helps.